Does the felon die in 2025? Let's look into that. Welcome to Scrying Out Loud. My name is Trevor. First off, a huge thank you to everybody who's subscribed to the channel. Thank you for liking, watching, and commenting on the videos. Hitting the thumbs up button and leaving a comment of more than 7 words really does help the video get to more people. That's the way the algorithm works. Um, so thank you, thank you, thank you. I am running some holiday specials, so um, if you're interested in a private reading, this might uh, be of interest to you. So if you join the Soul community, which is the YouTube membership on this channel, it's $4.99 a month. Um, you can get $25 off a 30-minute reading with me. Um, the sooner you join, the sooner we can schedule those meetings. December is going to fill up really fast. If there's very few spots, probably. And into January. You do need to sign up before December 5th, but if you sign up, today or tomorrow, probably can get you in December for a 30-minute reading. Uh, I am selling my 20 course tarot class on Patreon. I will put that in the description to the link. You currently can get $22.22 off of that. In addition, if you buy the tarot class and send me uh, a note, you can get $50 off an hour-long reading with me. So if you've been thinking about buying the tarot class, it's on sale. It's not a monthly subscription. It's just all buy. You get all the 20 videos, all the handouts, printouts, lessons, and you can get an hour reading with $50 off an hour reading. So uh, and all of this needs to be done before December 5th, and the reading spots will fill up fast. So, uh, yeah, I'd love to chat with you. Okay, so the things I want to go over today are US voters done with Republicans? It sure feels like it. Let's actually take a look. Things have shifted. The energies feel very differently. Well, of course, read on Will the Felon Be Gone in 2025? I also want to read on Putin's health. I don't think it's good. I think he goes after the felon, but I want to take a look at that. And I want to take a look at Netanyahu. Will he be replaced in March or April or be gone? However that happens. And then what's up with the Mamdani felon bromance? Let's take a look at that. And then lastly, let's take a look at, do the Democrats win the presidency in 2028? So a lot to get to. We'll go over that again. Again, the holiday specials, if you sign up for the Soul community, $4.99 a month, you get $25 off a 30-minute reading, and you can cancel that at any time. I don't care if you sign up for it, contact me to get the reading and cancel it the next day. Perfectly fine with that. If you buy the tarot class on Patreon, and it's currently 10% off or $22.22 off, you'll get $50 off an hour-long reading. I wouldn't wait. This offer expires on the 5th of December. But like I said, the availability to get in for a reading is going to fill up faster. Okay, let's start with, are US voters done with Republicans? I think I want to use this deck. Let me take a sip of my tea real fast. Okay, so are US voters done with Republicans? We'll get a really good indication of this with the Tennessee special election, which I still go back and forth on how that's going to turn out. I still think the Republican wins, but I think it's really close. I'll take another look at that as we approach that election on December 2nd. Okay. Oh, I forgot to mention the Soul community, it includes daily energy readings. So there's a video every day of what's going to go on that day. That's what that's all about. So, um, okay. To have US voters already turned against Republicans? Have US voters turned against Republicans? Well, they're looking to court somebody else. The Two of Cups is about partnerships. The question is the partnership with who? I think, there are some that have already switched to they're going to just vote for the Democrat. Um, and then there's some that are in the camp of I don't know if I'm going to vote. I don't know if I'm going to vote for the Democrat, and I don't know if I'm going to vote for the Republican. They're kind of really indecisive. But the full card here in the environment around, it's a new beginning. It's like Democrats can win farmers back. Farmers used to be a reliable Democratic voting bloc. It's like Democrats really have this chance to win them back. They have the chance to win back members of the Latino community and African American men and African American men and uh, Latino men in particular. They didn't go mass exodus to the Republicans or anything, as some have said, but it definitely is an opportunity to win those back. The Two of Swords, things are up in the air. Democrats are going to have to earn these votes. But yes, they are turning away from Republicans. Whether they vote for Democrats is another story. The reason why they're turning away is because they're looking at their families. And, things are pricey. Um, it's hard to imagine a prosperous future where your children can afford to buy a house, uh, let alone, be able to leave generational wealth for the next generation. These are aspirations that seem to be slowly dissipating. Uh, they also think the Republican Party's they're just sick and tired of the Republican Party, the Four Swords. It's really quite simple. Republicans said they were going to lower costs and focus on inflation. And what did they do? They took away health care from millions of Americans. Uh, they cut millions well, billions of dollars of foreign aid, which helped employ farmers and keep commodity prices high. They, got rid of the Obamacare subsidies instead of renewing them, which made everybody's health insurance higher. They're just done. I don't think Republicans can win them back. They're going to turn to the Democrats. The King of Cups is my card for the Democrats. So uh, people are feeling the burden. And the funny thing about this, and I was talking to a couple of people, it's not even necessarily that there are people that are definitely financially stretched, no doubt about it. Uh, but even the people that aren't financially stretched per se are worried about becoming that, so they're spending less, which of course is going to make the economy go down. Now, I don't think, don't make financial decisions based on what I say. This is a tarot reading. These are my impressions, and I could be right and I could be wrong. But the good thing about this kind of economic turndown is that it can be easily resolved once there's stability placed back into the market. So, once people feel comfortable spending money again, it'll turn around pretty quick. Now, people aren't going to stop blaming Republicans, and the people that are financially stretched already aren't going to necessarily get in a better position. It's the people that are withholding their money because they're worried about the future that is really causing this economic downturn. And don't believe the job numbers that they put out. We get death in the environment around. It is the death of the Republican Party, or more importantly, MAGA. It just is. The felon, I think, goes out with them. Uh, but people are done. People, you know, America First, there are two different types of people. There were the people that really thought that meant that they were going to help Americans, and then there are the white nationalists that knew that's what it meant. And the people that really thought they were going to get helped by these policies now realize, okay, it really was just about the white nationalism, or it was just a lie. If they don't realize that, they realize it was a lie. And we get justice, things balancing out. So people have to find somebody to vote for. They're sick of the Republicans and they want to balance out Washington, D.C., which means they're going to elect Democrats. This isn't uncommon for, the midterm cycle to go the opposite way of the president's party because it's a way of balancing things to make sure things don't continue to happen. People are feeling stretched, they're sick and tired, and they are open to anybody that's got a good message for them that's not a Republican. So it's a matter, can the Democrats win them over or do they just not vote? And I think that's really what it comes down to. This is all, people want a new start, they want to do over, although that's just not how it works. People are worried about their families, and this is the 10 of Cups, which of course is an end of cycle, as is the death card, and things are ending and people are going towards the Democrats. That's why we see the Democrats ahead in the generic ballot polling question. We saw the big elections earlier in November where Democrats just dominated nationwide. So the voters are done with Republicans. They feel like they've given them too many chances, and they always act like they're going to do something from strength, but in the end, they just do whatever's best for them and walk away from the American people, the Eight of Cups. So yes, voters are done with Republicans. It really is quite that simple. Now, not all voters, obviously. I'm not naive. But probably 60% of voters are done. Does that mean the Democrats are going to win 60-40? No, it doesn't. It means that there's that potential. If Democrats can win over all of those disaffected voters, they could win by a large, large margin, 20 points possibly. But a lot of people just aren't going to vote in the midterms. Okay, so what about 2028, the presidency? And then we'll look at the felon Putin, Netanyahu, and then also I want to look at Mandami and the felon's romance. Okay. Do Dems win the presidency in 2028? So, do Dems win the presidency in 2028? They're definitely going to have the fundraising edge with the Three of Pentacles. They will outraise Republicans by an insane amount of money. Now, partially this is because Democrats will probably have a more competitive primary. And a lot of the people that find the candidate that they like, once the nominees pick, they'll switch to giving their money to them. This is the way it works. A lot of the times, a competitive primary is key. It can't be over after South Carolina or New Hampshire. It's got to go on till Super Tuesday and maybe another week after that. And then it's probably okay if it fizzles out. But getting people to start donating money, we get the King of Cups, the card for the Democrats, just kind of confirmation uh, about them winning. People are walking away from what's currently going on, which is the Republicans. We get the 10 of Cups again. People are going to vote with their pocketbook. The truth is, most elections, that's the only issue on the ballot. James Carville said it years and years ago. It's the economy, stupid. And it really is. It's the economy. And whether you're struggling, to meet bills day to day, or you have a little bit of a cushion, but you're worried about eating into that cushion because you're not sure what's coming up next, you don't feel comfortable with the economy. That's why 60% of people say the economy's terrible. Uh, we get the star card of protection at the center. The Democrats will be the protectors of democracy. And this part is important, and it's not lost on people. That will not be the winning issue. The winning issue will be the economy and healthcare and things that affect our day-to-day lives. Yes, the people on this channel and we agree democracy is very much at stake, but that's not going to be what gets people to vote. It just isn't. The Ten of Swords, the end of this dark cycle, people are going to want to just stick a knife in it, so to speak. Literally, this is the complete and utter downfall of the Republicans as we know it, or MAGA as we know it. And the Democrats will win. I don't think it'll be close. I know it's 3 years away, but I just don't think it'll be close. People know the truth that Republicans ruined the economy. And they also know the truth that the economy was getting better, just not fast enough for them under President Biden. And they realize now the economy is getting worse. They're not naive. They knew inflation was going down, and now inflation's going back up. It's all you have to do is walk into the grocery store and see it. It's you can't lie to people about grocery prices because they pay them every week or however often they go grocery shopping. And yes, I mean, people are looking at the sales ads. People that, you know, don't normally think about their grocery budget at all are looking at the sales ads, and they're seeing things like chicken and beef and turkey and fish and any sort of meat product is super expensive. I mean, I was talking about this with Ann on our channel that, we haven't bought groceries in a while because we had a pretty well-stocked freezer and we're getting low on chicken and turkey. And I was looking to buy some chicken and I'm waiting for it to go on sale. And I'm not opposed to buying a whole chicken and cutting it up. Yeah, call me a barbarian if you want, but um, those aren't cheap either. Like nothing is cheap. Uh, or nothing is, I mean, what things cost in June, things are almost, 20% higher when it comes to meat. So, but that's fine. We'll live on beans. We'll be okay. We've got plenty of stuff in our pantry. We're going to be just fine. I'm not worried about us so much as I'm worried about other people. Um, there's going to be a lot of fighting. It'll be, a lot of verbal sparring. Yes, Republicans will start calling the Democrats socialists and whatever. And we saw how that worked in New York City. And then we see this bromance, which I think is actually super important. That's why I want to read on it. And we get justice, balancing things out again. Democrats won't have any problems raising money in 28. They'll be seen as the protector of democracy and bringing justice back. They'll be seen as the party that tells the truth, that'll protect the country and move us forward, giving us the opportunity to walk away from this utter chaos that we're currently living in. The Democrats are in their own reading. Uh, they're out to protect families. They're willing to fight. And this election probably really is the death knell for MAGA. It's probably over, just like the Tea Party went away. It's probably done. 2028 will be a good election. Democrats will win the White House. Yes, we need to be worried about deceit and deception, but not in the ways that some people are claiming. We need to be worried about deceit and deception from a misinformation point of view. But our wish will be fulfilled with the Nine of Cups. We're going to get a fantastic new beginning for the economy. The sun's going to come out. Everything's going to be exposed with the Republican lies, and the Democrats are victorious. And the dark cycle ends with the death card and the world card, and we return to stability with the Queen of Pentacles. These are very good cards. So yeah, the Democrats will win in 2028. We'll continue to check in on that, of course, but I wouldn't be too stressed out about it. Okay, so what's going on with the Mamdani felon bromance? I mean, it's kind of shocking. The felon kept calling him a socialist and a communist, and although the socialist probably wasn't offensive, the communist kind of is. Uh, Made some other kind of racist remarks as well, talked about, looking into taking away his naturalized citizenship. And then, of course, Mamdani was calling the felon a fascist because he is. And then they're buddy buddy. What's this about? What's going on here? What's this about? I think the felon, it just feels like, it kind of feels like he was on some sort of mood stabilizer. I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, I'm sure that's not true, but it's almost like he didn't have the energy to argue or and you know what it is? The more that I'm sitting here in the energy is he's not capable of saying mean things to people's faces without backup. That's what it is. And there was nobody there to back him up. If you remember when they were mean to Zelensky, Vance was there. I think that's really it. I think he's really just a weak, feckless man. Yeah. And the truth is, Bimdami would outsmart him. He probably knows more about the national state of affairs than the felon does. Wish fulfillment, the Nine of Cups. I think the felon wishes he could be, have the same adoration that Namdami has. The hanged man, waiting, pausing, seeing things from a different perspective, realizing that here's somebody who the people celebrated winning. Nobody celebrated the felon winning. Uh, the three of wands, it's inevitable that they're going to have to work together. And the seven of cups, there's a lot of possibilities of what's going on here. And the truth is, it's probably a little bit of everything, from him having, some cognitive issues to being a backseat bully, not a next to you bully. Um, so I think there's a lot actually here. I think the felon can't keep up with the day-to-day world, so he doesn't actually know what's going on. And Mundami probably does, and that was scared. Um, does the felon actually like him? I don't think the felon knows what he likes, to be honest with you. The Seven of Swords, I think Mundami's charming, and I think that's really what happened. I don't think it's more than that. But ultimately, the felon sees himself as a loser and Madami as a winner, and he wants to be around winners. I think it's quite simple. So, things got moderated. It's inevitable that they have to work together. And the felon already knows that the American public doesn't like him. So that's kind of the point. Madami's more informed. It's inevitable they have to work together. And really this was the best possible outcome from Donnie, because what it means is it like legitifies him as the mayor of New York City. He's got legitimacy now. Not that he didn't before, but this really cemented it so that foreign leaders who will work with the mayor of New York, because New York's huge, their economy is bigger than most states, bigger than most countries, actually. So I think Mondavi is very wise. I think he approached it the right way. I think he was waiting and had thought about this and approached it in a sort of stealth way, you know, probably buttered him up a little bit along the way. But it's really kind of a lot of little things that added up to the big picture that we saw. I don't think it's one specific thing. The felon feels trapped. Madami actually made him feel secure, which is odd. And this is a new beginning of the full card. I wonder if he's not more sedated. It does kind of feel that way. Although you have to be careful with sedatives and dementia. So, okay. So, okay. So let's look at, will Netanyahu be gone by March or April, just out of power, not dead? Well, although that's a possibility too, but will he be out of power by March, April? I think this would be one of the biggest things that helps um, heal the world, is to get him out of power and hopefully elect somebody that's not of the same party. That shows Netanyahu. Yeah, I mean, with the Two of Pentacles, juggling things, overseas influence. I mean, he can't really even travel outside of Israel except to the United States because of the International Criminal Court's warrant. There's a lot up in the air here. The Wheel of Fortune is coming his way, so I do think the fates will turn against him. And the Page of Swords, he sees himself as this victor. Everybody else sees them as this immature idiot. You know, maybe 30% of people in Israel will vote for Netanyahu's party, but that's probably about it. Though he won the last time with like 33%, something like that. So, um, he's going to have to make some blind choices here. At the center of the reading is the card for the Democrats. I think Netanyahu fears the Democrats coming into power and probably likely would leave before they do, because if the Democrats come into power while he's still there will be no support for Israel. The Democrats will pursue investigations into whether he broke rules with how these weapons were given to him, et cetera, et cetera. The Ten of Pentacles, he'll be gone because, you know, this is kind of his last hurrah. His legacy has been cemented. He thinks it's a good one. The rest of us know the truth. The King of Wands, somebody younger and a better speaker will come along. He probably ends up confined. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean prison. That might mean he's just confined to never leaving Israel again. Because I don't think a Democratic president would be opposed to just arresting him. And I don't think any other country is going to want him. So, you know, I just think that he's going to be isolated to Israel. And depending upon what the Israeli courts do with his corruption charges, maybe he does end up in prison. But the world is victorious, so that's the most important part when he's gone. So he's been juggling things. He's definitely scared of the Democrats. That's why he's going to leave probably in March or April, somewhere in that range feels right. Uh, somebody that's younger, more articulate, can more parse the nuance of what's going on in Israel will become the new prime minister. The Democrats will support this. And Netanyahu will always be looked at as a pariah by the world, maybe not by some people in Israel. The faiths are going to turn against him. He's already made his choices. He most likely ends up either not being able to leave Israel or actually physically confined. And his legacy is set, and it's not a pretty one. So, yes, I do think that Netanyahu is gone fairly soon. The truth is coming. We'll be moving out of trouble. They'll be in with the Six of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and new partnerships will be formed, circles of support, the Two of Cups, and then the Three of Cups, which is a progression to the voters, which is the Four of Wands. So it'll happen by an election. That's how he won't run. I don't think he'll be on the ballot. I think he'll um, be convinced to step aside. Okay. What about Putin? It's been a while since we've taken a look at his health, and whether he will be here. Now, he will not, the only way he leaves power is when he's dead. That's just the way it's going to be. What do we need to know about Putin? How long is he around for? And then we'll take a look at the felon and whether he makes it past New Year's. The devil. He is constantly fearing being assassinated because he knows the people of Russia don't like him. They didn't choose him. You know, if the chance arises, we'll see, I think we see more car bombings. I just think he's created this environment where everybody wants him gone. He's betrayed everybody, including people that were on his side. How many people has he killed inside his own government? The truth will eventually come out. It really will. This will be bad for him. Now, you can keep the internet blocked and you can keep things, but young people find a way to get around all of those things. He's currently got some support, and that's not surprising. He's very careful about his movements and security. But it's just a matter of time, the Hanged Man. He's not going to be around that much longer. Does somebody try to poison him? That really would shock me. The Four of Cups, that's what it makes me think of. The Six of Swords, Russia moving out of the trouble, which is going to happen after Putin is gone. And he's getting more and more isolated, more and more confined. So he's toxic. He's very careful. He's very aware that people want to either jail him or assassinate him. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody tries to poison him, because people are just done and they want the truth. He's betrayed so many people that are in his circle of trust that they're ready to move forward. It's just a matter of the timing. I'm going to be pretty point blank here. I think it's more likely than not he's assassinated than he dies naturally. It's just the way it feels. I felt that way for a while. I just tend to not say these things because I don't think it's soon. But I think, by the end of 26, maybe into early 27, this is when this happens. And it's a new beginning for Russia, wish fulfillment, chances to start over, although they're going to need to put up guardrails against corruption, and that's going to be really hard to do. but there's that chance. And sometimes that's all we need is a chance. So I do think that Putin probably is assassinated. That would be my guess. Not soon, but I mean, he's very worried about it. So I think that's just what's happening. Okay. What about the felon? Does he actually make it past 2025? I don't I don't know. That's why I wanted to ask. I think he's on some new medicines, but he's looking rough and rough. I mean, more and more rough. His hair has no color left in it at all. Um, it's skin, it's like looks terrible. I'm pretty sure he's got congestive heart failure. I think he's having mini strokes. For entertainment purposes only, I could be right, I could be wrong. These are just tarot cards. Um, just doesn't feel like he's gonna be around much longer. Some sort of surprise here. We get the strength card. I think that's maybe this makes some sense here. His health is quite volatile. You know, it's going through this kind of 50-50 every day. Eventually you lose a coin flip eventually, right? At the center's the 10 of cups, families, reunions, celebrations. It's also one of the cards I use for Epstein, and it's also the end of a cycle. So yeah, his health is headed down, and it's headed down fast, the Knight of Swords. We're at a crossroads, the Two of Wands. If he needs to like not lose his temper, but I don't think he's capable of that. And he has good doctors. So, you know, there's some surprise here. He's definitely thinking about his family. He's got good medical care. This is a crossroads situation and it's very volatile. I think he could go at any time. I really do. I think one wrong this and all of a sudden, there's a stroke or an aneurysm or something like that. He likes to portray the strength, but it's not coming through anymore. It's kind of a 50-50 situation, and people are ready for him to be gone. That's the other part. The whole, 70% of the world hoping for you to be gone is not really good for your health. And I think his health deteriorates quite quickly. Let's see what's underneath here. The King of Wands, yeah. The Five of Swords is a minor arcana death card, being wounded in battle. The Six of Cups, more Epstein references. The truth coming out, yeah. Once the truth comes out, then death happens. Um, so I think it really is accurate to say that Epstein will be the death of him. I think that's right. He gets irate, he gets angry about some news, and then he ends up having a stroke or a heart attack or both. And that's how it all goes down. So, all right. Thank you for watching. I'll be back with another video soon.